Hey, what is up, investors? Jason here. So I want to talk real quick about the publicly traded Bitcoin miners, talking about Marathon Digital, Riot Blockchain, Riot Blockchain, HUD 8 mining, so on. Anyways, what I want to talk about is how we're currently seeing the price of Bitcoin going up, but we're seeing some of the blockchain miners' stock prices actually coming down, which is a surprise. But we have seen a huge price increase within these blockchain miners. We've been seeing Marathon Digital and Riot Blockchain stock go up actually quite significantly. If you were to look at it from just like the last couple of weeks, they've really made some big moves, and I was actually lucky enough to invest into them just a couple weeks ago when we were seeing even a Marathon Digital around like $5 a share. So there's been a good return already in this short period of time with investing into them at the lows. Now, what we're seeing though, we're seeing the price of their stocks currently down, even though Bitcoin's price is up. And this is because there's actually a problem with energy in Texas and in other states as well, where there's this heat wave that is actually causing an issue where they have to unplug their rigs. So we're seeing the price of their stocks going down because, well, they're not mining more Bitcoin at this moment. So I just want to dive right into this real quick. So as I do, if you don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash this story, annihilate, or gently press that like button to help me out with the algorithm, help spread this content to more people that might find it interesting, and subscribe if you have not already. Let's get to it. So we've seen multiple green days in a row with Bitcoin, and this is nice because, well, we just gotten the numbers on inflation, and of course, it wasn't a great number, but we're now moving on from that. July already looks like a much better month as far as inflation goes. So this is also working out well for the stocks as well as for Bitcoin. We got that CPI data, and we've just kind of been moving upwards since then. So we're moving up to that $22,000 resistance, which is the big resistance for Bitcoin right now. But the nice thing is we've been having a lot of good luck as far as things go with the blockchain miners, with the big Bitcoin miners that are out there. Some of them are also mining Ethereum, but we know that's just very short-lived at this moment. So looking over at the blockchain mining stocks, Marathon Digital is one that's down currently more than 1.5%. Not that significant, especially that it has gone up so much recently in this short term over these last couple of weeks. But we have Riot Blockchain up more than 3%, and Hive Blockchain currently up more than 5% at this particular moment. Now, these blockchain mining stocks, they see far different price fluctuations than what we see with Bitcoin. Now, Marathon Digital stock, when we had Bitcoin at its all-time high back in November of 2021, at that time, we had seen Marathon Digital stock up around $83 a share. And keep in mind that just over the matter of 7-8 months, we quickly saw the price drop down to around $5 a share. So much larger price movements within these blockchain miners in comparison to what we see with the price of Bitcoin. A lot of volatility within these. At the moment, Texas is becoming the Bitcoin mining capital. And this article here by The Verge says Texas fragile grid isn't ready for crypto mining explosive growth. Bitcoin mining can bring higher electricity bills and more pollution to Texas. And there's a handful of these articles talking about how mining crypto in Texas is bad. Like this article here from Business Insider. Texas power grid operator tells crypto miners to shut down. Ooh. The Verge article says that Texas energy system is already bracing for the Bitcoin mining industry to keep growing at breakneck speed. The amount of electrical load crypto miners are expected to add to the Texas grid over just the next 4 years represents nearly a third of the grid's current maximum capacity. Crypto mining is set to increase demand on the grid by a whopping 27 gigawatts by 2026. Now, Marathon Digital has a few different mining locations. They have their location in South Dakota that has over 2,000 miners. They have their location in Montana, which has over 3,000 miners. And then their big location is in Texas with over 100,000 plus miners. Now, this is their big game changer here. And no, this is not up to capacity at all. There are other issues that also deal with this as well. In Marathon Digital's most recent update, where they released their June numbers, they said as of July 6, 2022, the energy provider for Compute Northwest Texas site has yet to energize Marathon's installed miners. So there's a lot of rigs offline there in Texas. The facility does sound very stunning, though. Compute Northwest Texas facility consists of 4 sections. These sections are being constructed in phases, and aggregate they represent 280 megawatts of capacity for Bitcoin mining. And Marathon Digital expects to have close to 200,000 mining rigs online sometime in 2023. So huge expansions going on, and they are mining a lot of Bitcoin, by the way. Riot Blockchain is also mining Bitcoin in Texas. Now, Riot Blockchain's Windstone facility located in Rockdale, Texas, has a total power capacity of 750 megawatts, with 400 megawatts currently developed. Now, as I'm finishing up this, we're seeing Marathon Digital actually in the green just a little bit at this moment, but we have been seeing some really nice growth with these miners. Just to look over at Marathon Digital stock over the last month, we are seeing it doing some really nice consistent growth, especially seeing how at the beginning of July, their stock was around $5 or so around there at that time, and now we're seeing their stock up to $8 this moment. So a huge increase in their price just over the amount of 2 weeks. Same with Riot Blockchain. We've seen very similar stuff going on with them. Their stock was down as low as $4 recently, and now we're seeing their stock up above $5.50 this time. So a lot of big moves going on currently with these blockchain miners. Just to look into Hive Blockchain at this moment, we're seeing a bit of a bounce at this moment with Hive Blockchain. Now, they had some information that they had to release to the SEC was on their case about. So it looks like they're getting that information out. Things are moving along again with Hive Blockchain. So just a lot of things currently going on within these blockchain miners. And if you're bullish on Bitcoin, definitely something to speculate. Now, these are very risky investments, as a lot of people know. They do have a lot of volatility within their price, and there's always risk involved with that. So definitely things to pay attention to with that. Now, just over these last couple weeks, I'm currently up about 50% on my positions into Marathon Digital and Riot Blockchain, just because I'm just taking advantage of that volatility and a nice little hedge from what the price of Bitcoin is doing. We see Bitcoin's price move a little bit even. We can see some pretty big movements within these blockchain miners, and that's why I really like them. But you can also see significant drops in the prices if you were to see Bitcoin's price drop just a little bit. So there's a big difference between Bitcoin and the blockchain miners, because the blockchain miners can move significantly, a lot more volatility actually within them than with Bitcoin, and we know how volatile Bitcoin is. But just a really interesting investment in general. I'm not trying to tell people to invest into them. There's, like I said, there's a lot of risk involved in those, and there's a certain type of investment strategy that I have that I'm using to do that. But anyways, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about this. Is there anybody out there that is currently invested into these blockchain mining stocks? I would like to know. So with that being said, please like, share, comment, subscribe. New content coming out all the time. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I'll see you all in the next one coming very soon.